Today, I'm answering your top questions about rideshare. You asked, I answered, episode number 3. Hey, on that last ride, you said you didn't want to take it because of the 4.69 rating. Did I hear that right? That's right, Suzanne. 4.69 rated passenger is a headache. It's a nightmare. Do not do it. Learn from me. I've been doing Uber for 5.5 years. Look, anybody under a 4.85 is a risk, especially late at night. Like if you drive at the bars, you drive at events where people are drinking and doing drugs, do not pick up a 469. That's basically all the other drivers that are veterans like me. We're letting you guys know, hey, this person threw up in the car, or hey, this person was talking rude, or this person slammed the door, or this particular person doesn't give a tip, or they're always late, very late, right? This is why certain passengers have low ratings, and a 4.69 passenger should not even be allowed on the Uber driver app. Like, think about it. Would you want to sit in a car with a driver that had a 4.69 rating? Hell no. What's your cancellation rate look like? My cancellation rate is 2%, but that's not the important question. The question is, what is my acceptance rate? And my acceptance rate right now is 25%. Yesterday it was at 29%. Literally, right now I've taken 49 passengers out of 150 or 151. $13.68 for 15.8 miles is a hell no for me. The earnings are not bad, but it looks like the miles are destroying your vehicle. $13 for 15 miles, you're absolutely right. That's a hell no Uber. Think about it. It's like you're in the prison and you drop the soap while you're taking a shower. That's exactly what Uber is doing to us. Now, about my vehicle and the mileage, I 100% agree with you, my friends. I realized this the hard way after driving, and I'm realizing if I drive 300 miles, I better make $300. But no, most of the time I end up making less than that. And I 100% agree with you. That's why we're going to sell this Uber XL very fast and get a Toyota Prius. Uber Technologies is straight up practicing communism on its passengers and especially its drivers. Time will travel, you got that right. It's pure communism. Not only just towards the passengers, but also for the drivers. Just think about it. Right now, I just dropped off a passenger that paid $100, right, for a ride. I was offered $37. I took it for $37. I thought I'm getting a great deal. But when Uber takes 2/3 of the money and we get 1/3, I don't even think communism is the right word. There has to be some other word for this. I think it's called fascism. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know this stuff. Hey, you're getting a little technical on me right now. But my point is very simple. Passengers are going to get screwed. Drivers are going to get screwed. And that's corporate greed. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. But my job is to create content and let every single driver know, let every single passenger know, because this is a marathon. Your videos are getting better, brother. Keep it up, Jaime. My brother, Jaime. Thank you. Hey, that video you sent me the other day of you kickboxing, bro, that is freaking cool. And thank you that you said that my videos are getting better, because I'm trying. Every single day, I work on my YouTube channel. I slightly try to make it a little bit better, so it's good for my audience. Thank you, and I appreciate it. Good choice. By the way, I see you ended up in the desert. How does that work out for you? As I seem to get stuck out there and waiting for too long between rides. Uber driver chat. Bro, Stefan, how you doing? Yes, you're absolutely right. Once you end up in the high desert, number one, to take a ride there, Uber's going to pay you $30 for 50 miles. And there's no coming back. But luckily, I have a YouTube channel and I get to work and I have to stay there for an hour or two in order to get a ride back. But sometimes if I go out there early in the morning, there's people, they need insurance rides or trip coordinator rides or medical rides, and they need a ride back. I can get lucky. But if I get there in the afternoon or at night, forget it. Maybe on a Friday you can get lucky because people want to come into town. But other than that, Be very selective when you're going into the high desert. I've never seen Uber pay $1 a mile when I end up in the high desert. But early in the morning, you're okay. I remember taking a passenger at around 5, 6 in the morning. By the time I got to the high desert, it was 7, 8, and I was able to take an insurance ride back. That's how I plan my trips to the high desert. Uber driver chat. Go ahead and subscribe. Check it out. I'm going to show you some of his popular videos. How to be a 5-star Uber driver. It's gotten over 4.5k views. And how to make $400 a day driving Uber. Dude, this guy is awesome. I literally watch his channel and I learn from him every single time he releases a video. Very good video on profit and loss. You definitely have to approach Uber as a business venture, which most drivers don't do. Thanks for the informative video. You are absolutely right. You have to treat Uber like a business. Most people don't. I have a set schedule. I have certain hotspots, and then I take notes. Literally, when I pick up a passenger, I take notes. When I drop off a passenger, I take notes. And I write down every single thing that I can figure out so I can stop driving Uber as soon as possible. So if you're a new driver, don't do Uber. But if you have to drive Uber, make sure you're treating it like a business. Let me give you an example of what I do. I'll click on my stamp right here under speech notes, and basically this is literally what I do for every passenger. You have the date and 07, that means this is the 7th passenger, and their name, the city, and the drop-off city will go right here. I also get the date and the time, and then pre-notes. Before I pick up the customer, this is where I take my notes. If you look right here, if it's Uber X, Uber XL, or Comfort, I quickly update my notes. I take the rating for the customer so I know, so I can figure out what's going on later on when I'm editing my videos. Then when I'm recording my Uber YouTube screen, for the Uber driver app, I go ahead and take my notes and say what the hell is going on. If it's a hotspot, I put it in my notes, so whenever I'm in the same city, I know exactly what to do. Well, that's my WhatsApp group. These guys are blowing up right now. Then after that, what I do is I plan. What's my plan? Once I get to this city, what am I going to do so when I get there, I'm not caught off guard? If it's dangerous when I'm driving and Uber app is going crazy, I make a note of it so I can document that. And for patience and work, I write down what I'm working on, what my game plan is, what my business is going to be doing, what my YouTube channel is doing. Whatever I'm working on, I keep track of it. Then I take pro tips. If driving Uber, I learned something, I write it here and then I share it with you guys. If there's something that I learned about driving does not have anything to do with Uber, I write that down right here. And more info is here because sometimes I don't know where to put it, so I'll put the information right there. And after I drop off the passenger, I click right here on this stamp, and basically I grab all of this information. I put down, once again, the date and the time when I drop off the passenger, where the pickup location was, where the destination was, especially if it's an event or something important, right? Is this something that I want to podcast or blog or put it on my YouTube channel? How's my audio for this particular screen that I captured? Is the audio good? If it's not, then I have a backup audio that I record right here so I can get the voice from my customer in case I need it for my notes. On top of that, I write down the details, what ethnicity they were, and the details about the conversation. Did we talk? Did they talk? And were they draining me, or was it me talking? Was it 50-50 exchange? Remember, you got to treat it like a business. Once again, I write down when I dropped them off, was it a hotspot? Was it surging? Before I dropped off the passenger, excuse me, before I dropped off the passenger, was the app giving me 4 or 5 different opportunities? Then yeah, it's a hotspot. In that situation, I have to note it. Then I keep track of my mood. How's my energy? How's my feelings? Was I in the present moment with the customer in the car, right? Were there any challenges, right? Right now I have it marked as none because most of the time there are no challenges, right? Then I take the full trip details and I put them right here so I know all the money that Uber took, what the passenger paid for every single passenger ride. Lastly, if they gave me a tip right away, I'll go ahead and update it so I have it in my information on my notes. And lastly, you're going to see how many miles I've driven and what my earnings are. Let me show you a sample of a completed document. So if you look right here, These are the 6 rides I've taken today. Six. This person canceled, right? Then we have number 2, number 3, number 4, everything that I took today. So let's just look at the last one. So this is the last passenger that I picked up. I picked her up and dropped her off in Temecula, so that's why it only says that. It was a guest ride. I took care of that. She was basically getting dropped off to get her car returned from a collision center, so they ordered it. Then I took my notes, what I was doing on my YouTube video. Then I took my hotspot notes and what the plan is. Was it dangerous? What was I working on? And in this situation, I left these blank because there was nothing to fill out. Then post notes, right? It was a house where I picked her up. The dealership where I dropped her off to get her collision done, right? In case. Then we spoke, you know, the conversation that we had. I didn't know what she was, so I guess that she was Hispanic right here, right? Then what we talked about, right? She's a mother, she has 3 kids, and then she was having a conversation with me the whole time. She used to do furniture sales, and then also she was telling me she worked part-time at a casino. Is it a hot spot? Yes. So I noted it down right here. Look, 6 o'clock, it is hot, it's surging everywhere, but right now I'm working on my video. I didn't get any of that, right? And then these are the details in the notes. Look, $10 is what I got paid, right? The duration of the ride, the pickup and the drop off, the fare. And if you go all the way down, you can even see how much the customer paid for this. And you know, with dealership rides, you don't get a tip. Right here, commercial auto insurance, it took $8.25. Every single thing I track. This is why you have to treat it like a business. And yeah, we're not going to get a tip from the dealership. And today, so far, I've made $138 and 194 miles. That means that I'm not doing $1 per mile, unfortunately, right? But the days where the mileage and the money is good, or the miles are low and the money is good, it's hot, then I drive late, and that's how I keep track of everything. Check out the playlist that I've linked right here for you. It's got over 10 videos where I show you step by step how I earn over $300 driving Uber. The next 2 videos that are popping up, the first one is going to be the next video in the series you want to check out, where I'm responding to your comments and your questions and your concerns about driving Uber. The video on the bottom is going to be the playlist, where I'll keep adding until I have at least 10 or 15 videos there, and basically answer all your most important questions.